Ahmed, and I'm going to talk about a painting named House of Cards.
Hey guys, my name is Drew Haugen, and I'm going to be discussing a series of sculptures at the University of California, San Diego.
Hey, I'm Ryan Foster, and I'm going to be talking about the Gas Natural building in Barcelona, Spain.
This painting was painted by the American artist Al Hilt in the 1960s. He was well known by the choice of huge scales that he used in his paintings. The name of the painting is House of Cards. The material that was used in this painting is acrylic on canvas. It is a neat piece of abstract art because of the scale and colors in it. It was painted on a canvas with the scale of 114 inch for the height and 252.5 inch for the width and 2 inch for the depth. When I knew the size of it, I was wondering how he could arrange and manage this work of art in such a scale. It was gifted to San Francisco Museum of Modern Art from Mr. and Mrs. George Poindexter.
These impressive sculptures were constructed by Rhode Island-based artist Richard Fleischner as a part of the Loyola project at the University of California, San Diego. For the past 50 years, he has been constructing unique works all across America, collecting an array of awards for his modern sculptures, including the Louis Tiffany Foundation Award and the Pell Award for Excellence in the Arts. Although critics and viewers alike have praised all of his pieces, this Pacific project stood out. These massive, full-round sculptures were constructed out of pink gray granite on the university campus. In total, Fleischner assembled 71 blocks of stone, some over 2 stories tall, to create a spectacle centered around the artistic elements of mass as well as the use of space. Because of the venue, students and passers-by have the ability to interact with the sculptures, making them functional while taking them in from many different angles. Their impressive size transforms the vacant field from ordinary to extraordinary.
Enrique Morales was born in Barcelona in 1955 and graduated as an architect in 1974. In 1990, he founded a new firm with his wife, Benedetta Tagliabue, called Not At All Creatively EMBT. He received several awards, including becoming an honorary member of the Royal Incorporation of Architects in Scotland for his work on the Scottish Parliament building. Shortly after being awarded the contract for the design of the new Gas Natural headquarters, he died in 2000. Benedetta Tagliabue was born in Milan and in 1989 graduated from the University of Venice. She co-designed all the contracts with Enrique up until his death, after which she took full control of the firm. She too has received several awards, most recently the World Architectural Festival Award in 2009 for Shanghai Pavilion design. Enrique Morales and Benedetta Tagliabue's design was selected in 1999 by Gas Natural, a utility company located in Barcelona, Spain. Because of its innovation and aesthetics, completed in 2007, it stands as one of the most unique and modern structures in the city. The $80 million building is 262 feet high and takes up an entire city block. Connected by a short skyway is the large cantilever. It juts out 138 feet from its core, hangs 60 feet off the ground, and is 60 feet tall itself. A second smaller cantilever protrudes from the tower and is intended to make the structure appear more dynamic like the utility. The exterior consists of an entirely glass skin over a steel frame and was inspired by the glass towers in Houston, Texas.
The artist presented geometric patterns in the painting. He used all types of shapes to show us the beauty of lines and colors when they are compared and contrasted at the same time. The painting is dynamic because it has a lot of movement with different colors. We also can feel the movement of lines because he used all types of lines, for example, horizontal lines, vertical lines, and curved lines. He implied some broken lines as well. He managed to harmonize the shapes together in a way that makes you feel challenged because he used squares, circles, rectangles, triangles, and used a pattern with all of these shapes. He managed to challenge my vision because he represented each shape with a different color and scale. I believe that this piece of art has a focal point because once I saw it, I started to think of all of these lines and how it made my eyes to go in curved lines and all other types of lines as well. I think that the artist wants to make us feel trapped in the painting because once you try to go over the lines with your eyes, you repeat the process all over again because all of these lines are connected together. It is like he wants us to be trapped in a world full of shapes and colors where you choose what mood you should feel because each color will indicate some feelings for individuals. In contrast to God's natural headquarters building, we can see that the building has no colors, but the glass reflects the sky or the surrounding environment. The painting is two-dimensional and the building is three-dimensional. So to compare, in the painting we saw the shapes such as squares in flat surface, but we were able to see squares and all types of lines in the building in a third-dimensional way. The building has less movement than the painting because the building is static and the painting is dynamic. Both the building and the painting represent beauty in the same way because both of them have unique lines that made them abstract.
Okay, now the Wajoa project has many themes in common with House of Cards. The most notable similarity is the size of each work. Although the pieces are constructed through two different mediums, each possesses a considerable mass that makes a viewer feel small in comparison. Overall, the scale of each work sets them apart by emphasizing their presence in space, highlighting the overall modern theme throughout and adding to the variety of ways each can be perceived. Their second similarity is the use of classic artistic elements to create a modern theme. In the Wajoa project, Fleischner configured the blocks of granite in a way that individually refers to classic architecture elements such as columns, arches, and thresholds. Together, however, the sculptures give off an undoubtedly modern feel. This is true of the House of Cards painting as well, which is made up of fundamental artistic components such as squares, circles, triangles, as well as primary and secondary colors. As a whole, these classic elements create a modern piece of art that draws audiences in.
Towers by their very nature are composed primarily of rigid vertical lines, which cause them to appear static and strong, which is important since they must withstand the elements. They're also very symmetrical. Because of its large horizontal cantilever, the gas natural building feels more stable than most towers, or at least it should. The cantilever juts out so far that it feels as if it will fall at any moment, undercutting that sense of stability. The front of the tower presents us with a right angle, but then curves away towards the back, giving a mildly dynamic feel. The building would have very good unity were it not for one exception, the small cantilever. The small cantilever provides a point of dissonance with the rest of the building, with its many broken asymmetric lines. From the side, the cantilever's forward edge consists of curved lines. This, combined with the uneven lines, makes it seem like its shape is a product of organic erosion. It is almost as if the complex was built around an ancient piece of obviously modern construction. The focal point of the building is not surprisingly the broken cantilever, since it is the most visually interesting part of the building. The curving of the tower draws my eye inward, as does the diagonal angle of the jutting large cantilever. Fenestration for this building is interesting because the entire building is a window, although you could argue that the small steel bars constitute window frames, in which case there's actually a large number of symmetrical windows. Because of the entirely glass exterior, the building doesn't have much color of its own. However, the color of the building is mostly dictated by the time of day and weather. On a sunny day, portions of the building will be gleaming, while much of the rest of the will be blue as the sky, giving it a calm, slightly ethereal feeling. Rainy days would cause the tower to appear gray, which would give the building a strong feeling of solidity and presence. Like the Gas Natural building, Richard Fleischner's sculpture is geometric and spread out in multiple sections. It also relies heavily on strong vertical lines, hard right angles, and stability giving horizontal lines. On a cloudy day, they would even be the same color, albeit a different shade. Although sculpture, it uses post and lintel construction and concrete blocks, much like what you'd find in a building. It actually looks a bit like a small unfinished home. The post and lintel is like an entryway, and the blocks are arranged in a square formation that are stacked like in a bearing wall construction. Like the broken cantilever, the sculpture seems like an incomplete structure.